I'll pay $1,000 to anyone who can find this mysterious geometry dash level, and by the end of the video, you'll see why. This is the tragic story of Ice Carbon Titan X, an extreme demon that was so obscure that historians believed it to be a myth for years. This might sound familiar to you, because there are two popular levels that are part of the Ice Carbon series. The first level is Ice Carbon Zust. It was one of the first insane demons, and it was known for its difficulty and unforgiving timings. The second level is Ice Carbon Diablo X, an infamous level downloaded by millions of players. It was released during update 1.6 when there were many hacked extreme demons on the server. However, by the time update 1.9 rolled around, all of its competition was either changed or unrated by RobTop. These levels were so difficult that the creator Roadbose had to use a cheat engine to verify them. Of course, the player base mostly considered these levels impossible, so they disliked them. That was the case until June of 2015, where top player Riot proved that Diablo X was possible. This level once mattered a ton, as until the release of Bloodbath, this was the main way for top players to prove themselves. At this point though, Roadbose himself was mostly a mystery. Pretty much everyone believed that he had quit by the time the long-awaited update 2.0 came out, and just like that, he'd be forgotten over time. Eventually, a team of players called the Restoration Union started looking at his account. While Roadbose was initially thought to have only made a few levels, it turns out over 100 of his maps were deleted over time due to various events. Luckily, the Restoration Union was able to successfully preserve many of his levels, two of which being the real second level in the Ice Carbon series, Chaos, and the fourth level in the series, Fantasy. Chaos was the hardest in the initial trilogy, and since it wasn't rated by RobTop, it didn't receive a lot of attention. While it was deleted, the majority of it has been recreated from screenshots posted by Roadbose. We have all of Fantasy, but it's just an unfinished level. While you may find it weird that the finale in such an infamous series of extreme demons is an unfinished auto, it's because Roadbose was sick of making extreme demons. However, upon posting a preview of this level, he was immediately met with backlash and told to make another extreme demon. Begrudgingly, he would eventually start making one. This is where Ice Carbon Titan X comes into the picture. It was uploaded by an account called Roadkiller, which historians deemed to be an impersonator for years, but after somehow getting into contact with Roadbose, it turned out to be the real deal. The issue is, Titan X was only downloaded by around 300 people, because it was mysteriously deleted after just 3 days of being uploaded to the servers. The Restoration Union hoped Roadkiller still had a copy, but he said it had been deleted from his files for years. So, the hunt for Titan X was on, however everything was about to change for the worst. While Roadkiller was initially nice to everyone at first, he suddenly stated that he wanted to fix his past, so he deleted everything. He blocked everyone, he deleted the remaining levels on Roadkiller, and he even deleted every forum post that RU used to rebuild his work. This was terrible, and if RU hadn't archived everything, the majority of Roadkiller's work would have surely been lost to time. The issue is that unlike Chaos, which was able to have most of its parts restored due to Roadkiller posting screenshots, he did not post a single screenshot of Titan X. Whatever, even if we didn't have Roadkiller, we had the entire internet to explore for footage. Surely the sequel to such an important level would be well documented. Cvolton is the only player to ever upload footage of Titan X, and he only got 2% through the level before dying to the route above. So, that's it. This is all we have, right? Well, it would have been all we had until Zoro's video was found. Zoro's didn't record Titan X, but rather a level called Ice Carbon Trailer. This level is essentially the first 30 or so seconds of Titan X, and in his replay, Zoro's actually gets a little farther in the level than Cvolton. 12% seems like a big number, but since this is the trailer version, it still only translates to 3% of Titan X. From these two videos, we can tell certain things. Trailer is a level that was theoretically out for a few weeks and downloaded a few hundred times before being deleted upon the release of Titan X, which was only out for 3 days. From raw footage that was recently uploaded by Cvolton, we can tell that it had some slight updates in decoration, and without Cvolton's death, we wouldn't know what was up here, but aside from that, based on the edge of Zoro's video, around 4% of the level has been restored. The other 96% of this level is and has been an unknown void for years. Cvolton still has Titan X in his save file, however, it's far outside of his 20 most recent levels. To save your storage space, RobTop coded your file to only be able to save 20 levels at a time, and the only way to permanently save a level on your account is by downloading a copy, which of course, no one is known to have. So it looks like I inherited a really cold case. Now, what's interesting about GD servers is that even when a level is deleted, the comments can still be easily found. While we can deduce some things from the comments, like the fact that there's a ball part 50% into trailer, or that Roadkiller built some very hard wave parts, everything else is extremely theoretical. So I decided to contact several of the players who had commented on the level. If anyone has a copy or notable memories of the level, it's them. Finally, I got a response from one of the only people to ever see all of Titan X. Of course, what else could I have expected? This was just one of many levels this player entered over 7 years ago. How could they remember it, or know about its importance? I know I barely remember anything I played years ago. While I aspire to find it now, while it actually existed, it was obscure, and had a negative dislike ratio. I found out that the Restoration Union was one step ahead of me. They contacted several players like Andromeda and Remy. Aside from some theoretical restorations, they didn't get a whole lot of information regarding Titan X. As the sands of time pour, the 600 or so people who played either version of the level will continue to forget, and slowly, all memory of this level will fade away. I guess my efforts to contact these commenters were ultimately useless. Okay, I got a DM back from Lugia, so he wasn't even able to make it past the first ship. Wait, the actual Roadbose was on the Facebook GD group? That could be it. While Roadkiller wiped his presence on the Korean GW forum, it's possible that he forgot to erase his Gamers and Likers posts. This could be our first lead in years. Now all I have to do is log into... oh, it's a private forum. Generally, it'll take you a week to be accepted into this forum, so while I was waiting, I told Cvolton about my lead, and he initially doubted that it would lead to anything, but he decided to check it out regardless. Then randomly, he posted this. This is it. The first historical breakthrough of Ice Carbon Titan X in over 7 years. Cvolton didn't even realize what he found, but I did. This is literally the exact block that Zora Zet's replay cuts off on. This was the perfect screenshot, and now instead of having 4% of Ice Carbon Titan X, we have 5%. This may not seem like a lot, but it makes me think that maybe there's something more out there. Something that the Restoration Union and I haven't accounted for. After getting access and thoroughly searching through Gamers and Likers myself, I wasn't able to find any new information. So I decided to look at one final potential lead. This is Inevitable Doom, a mega collab by Andromeda which contains the only other known 2.0 creation of Roadkiller. As you can tell, he knows how to make extremely difficult wave parts. Interestingly though, instead of using blocks, he just straight up types his name out in text. Through using a site called GD History, I searched up the term Roadkiller, and no levels popped up. Cvolton has even told me that there are no known copies of Titan X that are publicly uploaded to the servers. Which brings us to the $1,000 bounty. You may be wondering why I'm putting this on a level that seemingly no one cares about. This map may have no legacy, but I always think about what could have been. Roadkiller wanted to make automatic levels, but the players surrounding him at the time forced him to make difficult demons, and technically, they got exactly what they wanted. But at what cost? Nobody liked the level anyways. There may be secrets or unique aspects of this level that might have changed the course of GD history forever. If Diablo X could get millions of downloads, why wouldn't this one? You could argue that Roadkiller himself chose to delete it, and that's why it should never see the light of day again. But honestly, I think he only did that because of the hate he was receiving. Veterans may remember that Diablo X started out the same way, having thousands of dislikes. But over the years, many have grown to appreciate it. There's a timeline where Titan X reaches the wider community, and receives thousands of likes. But we definitely don't live in that one. Instead, Roadkiller hates his work so much that he's deleted it, and has stated that he wants to cleanse his past. As a creator, I can't imagine deleting anything I make, and that's honestly the main reason why I want to resurrect this level, so Roadkiller can see that his work has impacted millions in a positive way. There are so many iconic levels that definitely wouldn't exist today had he never touched the game. I think it's unfortunate that he wants to cleanse such an interesting past. I hope the $1,000 I'm putting on this shows that his work, at the very least, is important to me. Now, of course, I'm aware of the risk involved in doing this. There's been dozens of people who fake finding Geometry Dash lost media just for clout. And considering there's 1K on the line now, I'm sure that number will jump up to a few hundred. I'll consider giving a portion of the bounty to people who make important findings along the way. Like, let's say multiple new screenshots or a forum post. While there is potential that a full copy of Titan X still exists, they'd have to not only know how to copy hack, but have cared enough to copy Titan X in the first place without bothering to re-upload it or tell the community anything for years. If there's somehow a copy, it's almost definitely the only one remaining, which is why I was compelled to place such a high bounty on it. Regardless Regardless, before I give away money, any quote-unquote screenshots or copies of the level will be properly investigated, cause I'm not trying to be scammed. On screen are some theoretical ways to search for Titan X, but I ask you to not harass or spam anyone or anything that may be involved in the history of this level. Everyone who commented has been asked about the level, and asking them again won't bring any new results. With that being said, I created a Discord server in the description for those of you who are willing to embark on this interesting journey. I wish you luck with your endeavor to find the most interesting Geometry Dash level that no longer exists.